Hi, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to talk about how we find the area of a sector of a circle. So our motivated question here is that we want to answer the question, what is the area A of a sector of a circle created by an angle theta on a circle with radius r? So we're setting up here that we have a circle, we have an angle theta that is drawing out a sector of a circle, and we know our radius to be r. So we talked in a previous video about how to find the arc length of the arc drawn by this angle, but what about the area? What about the area of the sector? So we're going to rely here on something that we know already, maybe from a previous class, or maybe this is just a reminder to you, or honestly maybe you haven't seen this before. But we know that the area of an entire circle is pi r squared. So the formula has an angle, pi, and it's being multiplied by the radius squared. So this would be for the full circle, and we want to adopt this formula in order to work for just a section of the circle. So I'm noticing here that pi is 1/2 of 2 pi, which would be theta, or our angle for a full circle. If we were doing a full circle, we'd go the full way around, which would be 2 pi, but this is half of that. It's just pi in the formula. So what this means is that we're just going to be taking half of whatever the angle is for these smaller angles. So in general, the area of a sector of a circle is given by 1/2 theta, half of the angle, times r squared, the radius squared. So rather than just take the full circle, we're just going to be taking a section of it by doing 1/2 theta in the formula. So similar to the arc length formula, this formula is going to work specifically for radians. So we need our angle measured in radians. If you have a degrees that you're given for the angle, you're going to need to convert it to radians. All right, so let's try this on an example. Let's find the area of a sector of a circle with central angle 100 degrees and a radius of 4 units. So here we're looking for the area, and we know that the area is 1/2 theta r squared. I have my r, it's 4 units, and I have my theta in degrees, it's 100 degrees. So I'm going to need radians for this, and so I'm going to need to convert it to radians. So if I think about 100 degrees, I'm starting with that, and I'm going to multiply it by pi over 180 degrees in order to convert it. So this is like multiplying by 1 because pi and 180 degrees are equivalent. So when I multiply, I'm getting 100 pi over 180. Those degrees cancel. And then I'm just going to simplify the fraction by hand. So first I'm taking away dividing by 10 basically. So I have 10 pi over 18. And then I'm noticing these are both divisible by 2. So I have 5 pi over 9. And so this would be my measure in radians. Now I just need to put everything into my formula. So my area is going to be 1/2 times 5 pi over 9 times 4 units squared. So you could just type this in on a calculator and get a decimal answer, but I like to do a little more work to get something exact so I can have a better, more complete answer. So I'm going to multiply my first two fractions together. I'm getting 5 pi over 18. And then when I do 4 units and square it, I'm getting 16 units squared. So I could tell you like a specific unit, like inches or centimeters or something like that, but I'm just going to leave it as general units here. And so when it gets squared, we have units squared, which should make sense because it's an area. So now we just need to simplify this. I'm going to write it as one fraction. So I have 5 pi times 16, all divided by 18. I'm noticing that I can divide the 16 and the 18 both by 2. So I have 5 pi times 8 divided by 9. And that's giving me 40 pi over 9 units squared. So if you're not very comfortable with fractions, you can always use a calculator to help you with this. I just think it's a good way to start practicing more fractions and getting more comfortable with them. Then when I type 40 pi divided by 9 in my calculator, I'm getting 13.96 units squared, and that's the area of my sector. And there you go. That's our final answer. Again, I'm going to stick with the exact answer, which is the 40 pi divided by 9, rather than the approximate or rounded answer with the decimal. Okay, that is it for this video, just a little overview of how we find the area of a sector. Thanks so much for watching, and I will talk to you in the next one.